Thanks for staying with us. So we're reviewing Daily Sun. Who has a story?
Yes, I do. So the indigenous people of Biafra has demanded immediate reversal of a court sitting in Abuja, which proscribed the group as a terrorist organization. The spokesperson of the group, Ima Powerful, made a statement and insisted that the earlier ruling striking out the federal government's suit against the organization after lack of evidence depicted it as unlawful stance. And he said, according to his statement, March 1, 2017, the case of the Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu and ORS, mentioned the suit number. It says Justice Nyanko of the Federal High Court delivered a landmark ruling. After a contested hearing where both parties were fully represented, Justice Nyanko unequivocally found no evidence whatsoever to support the proscription claim that IPOB is an unlawful or proscribed society. And, said this prosecution had not placed any evidence. This is according to Justice Nyako now, delivering her justice at the time. Said there's no evidence to show that the society, indigenous people of Biafra, is an unlawful proscribed society. So they said the ruling had struck out related, charges to the alleged unlawfulness of IPOB. They said counts 3 and 10. They said it remained unappealed and subsisting till today, and is a definite judicial determination on the matter, and it should further guide all subsequent proceedings involving IPOB status. However, they said in a shocking display of bad faith, they went behind, that's the former administration, APC-led government, went behind and went to another justice, which is Abdul Kafarati, in the same Federal High Court to get an ex parte proscription to order against IPOB. But they said that first ruling is still standing. So now they are saying that they need to go back to the first ruling because they had a violation of the section of the Constitution, Section 36 of the Nigerian Constitution, which guarantees the right to a fair hearing, a right that cannot be circumvented under any guise. And so they need to go back to that, and that's what they are appealing for now. That first judgment is still holding, and they do not have any evidence to keep holding IPOB as, a terrorist organization. Yeah.
Okay, another story I was going to take what more. Go ahead, Nima.
Okay, so I have the Federal High Court story. So the Director of Information of the Federal High Court has announced that there's now what is called the Freedom of Information Desk at the Federal High Court in Abuja. It will be at the headquarters for journalists and anybody or any member of public to access public records and information in line with the Freedom of Information Act. So you can just come into that desk from wherever you are. You need details of any matter before the court. And it is important, according to her, to come during working hours, which is between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., or contact them via email at the Federal High Court Information Department at gmail.com, and a phone number added to access any information that you want. So no need to say that they did not give us information.
I don't know if I just go to social media and say, Nigeria, no corrupt person has ever been arrested. So let's just generalizing. Go there, find out, and then come on your
exactly. So you can be sure where the matters are.
You just say figures off the top of their head that they have no idea about. Let me take this story from Lagos, excuse me. Between January 2023 and April 2025, at least 42 market fires have ravaged major commercial hubs across Nigeria. This led to the destruction of goods and property worth over 30 billion naira, according to this report. The findings were by Daily Sun. Lagos State was actually got the biggest brunt of this, recording 17 major outbreaks during this period. The most catastrophic occurred January 21, 2024, when a fire swept through the Mandalas building in Balogun Market. The 14-story structure, which accommodated about 450 shops, 30 offices, 2 hotels, and 5 restaurants, were all gutted with fire. Also, Northern Nigeria also was not spared. Kano State alone had suffered quite a number of incidents in 2023. Same thing in Anambra and other major markets. So this is in total over 30 billion naira loss across, and it's important for various state governments and even local governments to see what they can do to curb these fires when they break out. You see, that's part of the work we expect the local government to be able to do, to have the capacity to do, to contain outbreaks like this, because we can't continue to have millions and millions of dollars and naira lost to fire, because it's going to happen. The weather can contribute to it, accidents can contribute to it, but these are accidents that happen, but we need to ensure that the government is able to contain it. One more story.
So I have the cybercrime story. The SERAP, that's the Social Economic Rights Accountability Project, and the Nigerian Guild of Editors this weekend have called on the president to, they asked him to end the use of Cybercrime Act that it's been used to clamp down on activists, critics and citizens for their peaceful expression. That wasn't the intention of the Cybercrime Act, but now it's being used to attack and clamp down on people. They said that the use of the Cybercrime Act they've been using it to detain individuals who peacefully express their views, and this is sending a chilling message to Nigerians that freedom of speech and press freedom are now under siege. According to them, they feel it's an arbitrary use of a legal provision to suppress critical voices. The SERAP and NGE have also raised concern that it was initially intended to combat genuine cyber threats that have been manipulated to criminalize expressions and silence dissent. So they are asking that the amended Cybercrime Act that was passed by the National Assembly in 2024 should not be used anymore, and that the journalists who are currently being detained by the administration should be released, and that even if we want to, he said, what people are saying is everywhere you turn, Nigerians are crying, and they've never seen this level of bitterness before, and the president takes the criticism in good faith rather than having a reaction of clamping down on those who are expressing themselves. Now, we all clamored on this table, we clamored for the enforcement of the Cybercrime Act, because we feel there were a lot of people that were misusing the freedom of
control
speech.
and regulation.
Yes.
True.
So there needs to be control and regulation. So what we should be discussing is if there isn't speedy execution of the act, like if you arrest people and detain them, are you prosecuting them? Are we ensuring that there's justice being served and it's done fast? Please, that's what I feel we should push for, not just say we should suspend the Cybercrime Act.
Vanguard, inflation erodes banks' profits, jerks up costs. NPAN backs federal government's $220 million fine on Meta. Delta State, PDP defectors unwilling to register for APC. Present crop of leaders motivated by power, wealth acquisition, says Femi Okurumu. Tension in Ondo as Amotekun police clash over custody of suspect and exhibit. And Genco's 4 trillion debt, AFG pledges cash payment promissory note. And Edwin Clark to be buried May 13th, say family. Any story in Vanguard?
So I have the Meta story.
That's the kind of story you like. Where we are finding international organizations.
No, it's not me. So the newspaper, where did they go? Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria has commended the FCCPC, yes, for this fine, because this is not a matter of now. It's been a 30-month investigation between 2021 to 2023 at the Federal Competition and Consumer, that the Federal Competition Consumers and Protection Commission brought against this body, Meta, at the CCPT, that's the Consumer Competition Protection Tribunal, and they fined the body $220 million. Because our own small island had fined them 1.2 billion euros in 2023. Other countries around the world had been fined. Amazon was fined $746 million euros in 2021 by Luxembourg. A lot. TikTok was fined, Google was fined, Apple was fined, and for contravening, for businesses contravening digital laws and working within our digital space. Of course, our turn have reached. It's not that people are not saying,
pay all those people?
They did not pay them.
They will pay them.
They will pay us our own. We're a sovereign nation. Our courts are sovereign and unique, and our laws are sovereign as well. If they must operate within our space, come and pay. Money.
No,
but why are they threatening us that they want to go now? So that people that are doing business online now.
They want to go where they don't know. It's Nigeria, it's the population. This is where they sell their products.
So,
any story?
I have a story. Yeah. So bank loans to customers, they say, is a mixed grill of decline and slight rise between what was obtained in the fourth quarter 2024 and first quarter 2025. Now they are saying that the banking sector struggles with credit risk management and high interest rates. Operational reports of big banks for the first year of the quarter shows that nearly 1 out of every 2 banks recorded a drop in loans to customers. This kept the sector's customer loan position almost unchanged, despite substantial increase recorded by some of the banks. They had to review 10 banks, including the biggest 5 that, control more than 2/3 of the sector. And they indicated that 40% of them recorded a decline in customer loans. And why are they having a decline in customer loans? Customers are now probably trying to find alternatives because they are realizing they can't be paying 30% or 35% in interest rates. And with inflation and the fact that market is really not selling, how are they going to pay back? So many of them are not going to the banks again to get loans. They are apparently finding alternatives. And so it's affecting the bank's book. But they said some of the banks, they mentioned them here, the details are there. Some of the banks were able to still give those loans, while others, nobody's going there to take loans anymore. And, we're just trying to see how businesses can survive. So some people are cutting back on taking their loans. However, you can manage your business, you cannot pack up.
Why did not reach
Any story?
Yes, I want to take the story. This one is very interesting. So, you know that there's been the drama in APC and PDP of Delta State. Now, they said that the PDP people
Members
in Delta State, that they did ceremonial move. They have not done
The
a
actual
legal move.
Away.
That they want to register at APC without resigning and
Officially.
denouncing their
not easy now.
membership in PDP. That the APC people now said, until we see your resignation letter that you have left PDP, we are not going to register you in the APC. And PDP people too are saying that we are rebuilding, we are restructuring. The members of APC are a bit like worried about what the new incoming PDP members are going to do. And PDP people too, they don't know how they are going to be received. So I think they're like watching it that, should I go and leave this other party where I'm strong?
Have they not left already?
They don't see the ceremony.
They did ceremonial move. They need to resign.
No.
They have not resigned.
When their leaders came to come and receive. Now you are talking paper.
But
you know that
APC
politics
said that
is
they
about
don't need
what?
the resignation anymore. They should just register them. So that they can be member of two parties. I do not
It's about
understand
what though? You
drama.
see the central has come to receive them and gone back to
So
Abuja.
which
What
paper
that
you
say?
We
Go and
have
resign.
to go. This Nigerian politics,
Very
is
interesting.
a course on its own.
Yeah,
Have bad
different one.
course on
Yes.
its own. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll have our special feature. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.